Hi, this is Jeff Kresge, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to walk through how to use my homepage to review for the 7th and 8th grade Social Studies New York State exam. On my homepage, which you can get to if you go to Google and you Google Jeff Kresge, that's Jeffkresge, I'll be the first one, Jeff Kresge's homepage. And what you'll see when you bring it up is my homepage. You can go to two different options on the page, the review link up at the top of the screen, or you can click the icon on either side of the daily lesson. We call her Susie. If you click her, that will launch you to the review page. What you'll see there is all the tools that you need to prepare for your 7th and 8th grade New York State Social Studies exam in June. And I tell the students where they need to start is the exam review packet. Each student has been given one of these in class, but if you don't have one, you can download the PDF right here. What you'll see at the beginning of each unit is the enduring understanding questions and the essential questions, which are really good basis for essay questions that we could ask on the examinations. You'll also see all the terms, vocabulary, events, people, and places that we've covered throughout the year by chapter. If you're studying for the 7th grade exam, you're going to need to go up to chapter 16, which is the Civil War. And if you're studying for the 8th grade exam, you're going to need to study all the way through the end of the packet. Once you get acclimated with that PDF, the exam review packet, you can then move to the major part of the exam review page. What I've done is I've broken it down into units for you so that Unit 1 is Geography and Exploration, Unit 2 is the Colonial Era, Unit 3 is the American Revolution, and so on. They are based chronologically, so as we move through time, you'll go down through the units. What I did then was I put the essential questions at the top. These are the questions, again, that the students need to be able to know. They would form good essay questions, so the students need to be able to respond to those. Then, under each section, what I did was I put a basics section. If you click the basics, what you'll see is general overview of the particular unit. And what I did for this was I took old New York State questions and questions that were asked more than once over a span, and I put just a general review together for each one. Then I put together a podcast that's available to the students. So you can click the podcast and you'll be able to hear me read through that basics if you'd like. Then I put together more in-depth for each particular chapter. So for chapter 1, World of Opening Atlantic, here's your link. For chapter 2, these are about 4 or 5 pages in length, so they're much more detailed, much more in-depth. This one happens to be 4 pages, and the breadth and depth is much wider and deeper. I tell the students that if they want to get between a 75 and an 85, they should know the basics. And if they want to know between an 85 and a 95, they should know the numbers 1 and 2. Once you're comfortable with that, what I did was I put chapters 1 and 2 review terms podcast together so that if you click that, if you happen to miss the class where we talked about the review terms, that will be located there for you so you can go back and listen to it. Chapter 1 and 2 podcasts again. Then, if you're familiar with all the information and you're totally covered with that, or if you're a tactile kinesthetic learner, if you click the Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 flashcards link, that will take you to digital flashcards, and you just click Start the Study Session, and then you can choose how you want to do it, whether you want it ascending, descending in the order that I did it, or random. I suggest random. Term then definition, or definition then term on the other side of the card, and then simply click Begin. Once you do that, the flashcard machine will load it, and it'll say whatever your terms are. So, for example, Middle Ages. If you'd like to get rid of the commercials on the bottom of the screen, you click the Hide Ads. And then, so Middle Ages, and you come up with your response. And in this case, Middle Ages would be the time period between roughly 500 and 1500 AD, where very little learning took place. And I tell the students if it wasn't for that 1,000 years, we might have been on the moon in 968 rather than 1068. To see the back of the card, you hit Flip Card. Time period between 500 and 1500, very little learning took place. And then to hit the next card, you simply go to the next card. So that's flashcard machine, and I've prepared flashcards for each individual lesson. So as you go through, or each unit, excuse me, as you go through, Unit 2 has all the same situations. Here's your essential questions. Here's your basics for 75 to 85. Here's your podcast of the basics so you can hear it and read it at the same time. More in depth with the numbers 3 and 4, chapters 3 and 4 review terms, chapters 3 and 4 flashcards, and same thing over and over and over again, all the way up through the Civil War unit. And the Civil War unit will be chapter 16 in Unit 7. Here's your basics, here's your Civil War podcast, your summary, and your flashcards. In 7th grade, we don't have to worry about reconstruction, but if you're worried about 8th grade preparation for the test, then you can go all the way right up to the current time, and I've got that all covered for you. Other review ideas, if you'd like to go down through and look at previous 8th grade exams, I've got the link for you to do that. Here are the exams from 2001 through 2010 from New York State. You can click the book 1s. They have the more multiple choice. You can quiz yourself. Book 2s are the DBQs, and then you can see how you did with the scoring keys. If that's not enough for you, you can also go back and take the 11th grade history exams at that link. Here they all are by year, August, June, January of 2012, and then all the way back through to 2004. And then finally, Castle Learning is always an option for you as well. Once you go to Castle Learning, the students should all know their login, and then you can quiz yourself on the Castle Learning questions. Again, the examination is in June. I thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you and your students will prepare adequately for the exam. It's always a good time to start. Don't wait. Start now. That way you won't have to cram for the exam, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.